Welcome to the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Barr. I am a transformational mindset and business coach and six-figure award-winning female entrepreneur. Ladies, I'm here to tell you that business and making money doesn't have to be hard when you're in alignment and flow. Inside this podcast, I will be showing you how to transform your mindset to program it for success, how to maximize your money vibrations, and how to redesign your business for ultimate financial and time freedom. You know you are meant to live an epic life. Now it's time to claim it. Hi ladies, welcome to another episode of the Femalepreneur Coach podcast, my Monday Making Money Moves mini series. I'm super excited to share this episode with you today. It's all around memberships. So, which I know is something that people always ask me about when they're looking for residual income, more time freedom in their business, wanting to scale without overwhelm and ease. It's always something that comes up as an option. So I'm super excited to share with you some value and some insights as to what you can do to go away and create your own membership. Have to say, full caveat, the windows are open, so I'm recording at home, but obviously we're in the middle of the most insane heat wave right now, so I did have the fan on, had to turn it off. It was super noisy, but now obviously the window's open, so apologies if there's any background noise, but we will do our best to get through it without any distractions stopping us. So firstly, thank you so much for being here. Super excited. And I'm so grateful for all of the feedback that I've been getting about this mini series, because I was just doing a coaching session actually in the society. And one thing that came up was that the women were really enjoying it. They were absolutely loving the takeaways and the value from the sessions. But I said to them, the beauty of this mini series that I've created is that I can really firstly showcase all of the value that I bring to the table as a coach, because you can see how diversified my skill set is, because I've got case studies that are around like memberships, but also mindset, launches, funnels, strategy, branding, like basic money mindset, basically all of the things that I cover as a coach. And I think that's one of my unique propositions as a business coach, is that essentially I can do it all, because I've been around for a really long time in business, and it's given me a really great foundational knowledge. But also what the ladies can then do if they are struggling to niche down to their ideal client to a point where it's a complete avatar, like it's this person at this age, it's this exact pain points. This mini series case study is a really great way to find a workaround having to niche, actually, because like I say, it's allowing me to demonstrate the breadth of what I do, as opposed to just speaking to one particular person and one particular pain point. So perhaps that's something that you might want to consider and implement for yourself in your own business if you're also facing the same sort of challenge around just having one ideal client. So that was kind of my first thing that I wanted to share, because that's what the women in the society, my membership, have taken away, that they've then used the case study breakdown method as a way to do the same thing and really showcase all of the things that they do in their business. So that's my first quick win and feedback. And then obviously I want to go into my particular client that I'm thinking of, but I have to say that what I'm sharing with you, i.e. the process of what we went through behind the scenes, is something that I have then gone on and used with many, many clients, because it's such a no-brainer. So this has allowed me to generate via my clients over £250,000 in reoccurring revenue for their businesses. And it's something that I also really feel aligned to do, because obviously I've got a membership myself, but it's all around community and just being able to serve your clients at multiple price points. So why would you want to consider implementing a membership into your business? Well, obviously, as I've said, it's great. It's a great way to serve your clients. It gives you time freedom, because you don't have to be one-to-one, super intense. You can put some really great boundaries in place around how much you're showing up. It adds a layer of consistency and predictability to your business, because typically once somebody's into a membership, depending on what boundaries you put around payments, i.e. do they need to pay for the year up front, do they pay for 3 months up front, is it on a rolling monthly basis, then they're likely to be there for some time. So It enables you to start forecasting in your business, know with a certain degree of certainty how much money is likely to come into your business. So it really gives you a great place to then, when you're thinking about launching and scaling and time off and all of those things, that you can do it from a much more empowered place, because you know you've got at least so much in the bank every month. So it's great to be in that place. This really served me well when I was taking maternity leave in my business, and also looking at times off that I wanted for the year ahead. So like obviously August for me will be a super low-key time because I've got the kids at home, but because I have the membership in the background, it's absolutely fine. I'm still nurturing my clients. I bring all my one-to-one clients into that space as well, because it's just a great place for them to really lean into the power of community. And for some of them, that's the first time they've really had it. So that feels really good to me, and part of my bigger mission to support women to essentially let's help each other to grow and scale our businesses and make more money. So the more that we can create that community, the better. So it feels really aligned to me. It gives you time and financial freedom. It gives you consistency and predictability. It allows you to serve at a more accessible price point as well, depending on what the price point is for your membership. It may be that people can't necessarily afford your one-to-one, but they can afford a membership, which would be typically a slightly lower ticket offer. Also, the thing for me is it makes it really fun, because not only do you build a community for your clients, but also you can build a community and your network through inviting people to come into your membership, i.e. as a guest expert. So it's been really great for me. Obviously, my membership is a joint venture already with the social media strategist Sarah Small-Scott, my business bestie. So that has made it like 10 times more fun anyway, because we get to do it together, and all of our business planning meetings and things are all together. So that's super great. All about having fun in business, but also I've been able to extend my network out because I've brought in my contacts to come in as guest experts as well. So that's super great too. So my client. So this was probably the one that I would say is like my big ticket, most successful. We were actually friends before working together, and we were having dinner one night. She was pregnant, super pissed off, super tired, super fed up, thinking of how she was going to take her maternity leave and also scale, because at that point she'd been working mainly with group coaching, which we know can be a lot of energy to launch. And she had a free community group on Facebook, but she obviously hadn't found a way to monetize it. So in her mind, she had considered a membership, but she was completely overwhelmed with what that would look like. So it was like, oh, I'd love to do a membership, but it's just so much work. I'm already this far down the road with my pregnancy. I haven't got time to put it together. Cannot even think of how I would do that. So I obviously agreed to come on board and start essentially pulling that together and really creating the essence of that membership. So what I did was obviously got an idea of what her vision was, who she would like to come into the membership, what was the purpose of it, how was it going to serve, what could people expect, what was the journey. And these are the questions that I would love for you to start considering as well. Like, why would people want to be in my membership? What are they going to get? What kind of bonuses are they going to receive? What are your core content pillars going to be? So that was something that we spent a lot of time thinking about, and obviously I had to make sure that I was really in alignment with that, because if I'm going to go away and start in the background building this membership and really fleshing out the detail of it, then I need to be crystal clear on who is it that we're aiming to market this to. So at the time she was thinking, oh, it's going to be so for people to buy into this, and it was I would say is actually quite low ticket now. So it was £47 I think at the time. Obviously it's increased since, because once you've gone through your beta launch, you have some element of social proof, i.e. testimonials, and you can then increase the price if the value is there, because But what's really great with the beta launch is that you can build the content as you go. So she was thinking, oh my God, I need all these things. I need a website, but actually you don't. To get a membership off the ground, you just need a community space, i.e. a Facebook group, which actually you can also, depending on your membership, maybe not have it. But if you've got somewhere to host your content, then great. So I started off with a Facebook group, which was completely free. And then as I scaled, I invested in software to host it just to give a better experience for my clients. So now I started again with Teachable, which was relatively low cost. I think it was about $30-40 a month, and then moved over to Kajabi so that I could then add in the other elements of my business, really pull everything together. So I had like a one-stop shop. Obviously, if you're interested in Kajabi, let me know. I'm a Kajabi expert. I've got a done for you agency. We can build your funnels, build your membership very easily. But equally, if you want to go away and try it for yourself, I'll add my referral link in the show notes, because you actually get 30 days free by using it. So we went away and did that. And then essentially all you need for a membership is 4 pieces of content, because what you don't want to do when I did the market research is overwhelm your audience. You want to allow people time to implement what they're learning, because that's the quickest way to overwhelm and for people to unsubscribe and cancel their membership. Because when you create a membership, it's not only how do I get people in the door initially, but it's also how am I going to retain them? How am I going to keep it fresh? How am I going to keep it interesting? How am I going to allow them to implement and execute what it is that I'm teaching, so that they then don't leave? Because a lot of the time people leave because they're not implementing the learnings. And not only are they then not necessarily seeing the value of the membership, but they also kind of feel bad because they're feeling like they always need to catch up. And then it just becomes one more thing to feel crappy about. And we don't want that to happen. So less is more in a membership. You can always add additional elements and lean into what your audience are telling you. But from the get-go, if you have some idea around your core content, i.e., obviously people are paying for an element of you, so it would make sense for you to be in there live maybe once or twice a month. You could have like workbooks and maybe a module, so you want to consider taking them on a journey. So obviously, to give you some examples, my membership, obviously I've got all of the business building content in the background. For the beta launch, a lot of that wasn't created because when that came to me as an idea, I was actually pregnant and I got COVID. So originally it was going to be a self-study as an academy with some bonus group coaching sessions. But obviously because I got COVID and had to be induced very quickly, I didn't get time to create all the content that I planned. So I actually ended up building it as I went. But because it was a beta launch and because it was a very intimate group, it allowed the women to actually collaborate with me, which is always really beautiful when you do a beta launch for anything. Allow your audience, instead of trying to think of everything that everybody needs and being all the things and knowing absolutely everything, allow them to create it with you in collaboration. So I went out to them and said, what is it that you need right now? And they were like, well, we need accountability. Amazing. I have a Monday accountability call. What is it that you need each month? Well, goal setting would be really, really helpful. Great. I have a monthly goal setting call. And then obviously then working down to, as a coach, what journey do I want to take them on? And it was the intention of it was for startups, and it still is for startups, but also for people that are maybe more established and want to scale. So with every module, there's like an element of business foundational building blocks. But also if you're looking to scale, there's also another layer of strategy for the people that are ready to go faster or are ready, have more time or can go all in or are looking for that next level of growth. So with all of my content, that's been the clear focus, that somebody could join me in the Fempreneur Society at any stage of their business. Obviously, Sarah has her content that she delivers weekly as a social media strategist. It makes sense that she can give real-time updates. So she goes in once a week, every Tuesday, with like a weekly roundup of all of the social media updates so that everybody in the society knows what they need to know. What else do we have in there? We did have a book club for a while, but that kind of dropped off a little bit. That was something that I thought people would want, but now instead we just have like a recommended reading list. by all means, if people want to come onto the coaching calls and have those conversations and debate that, great, we can facilitate that within the community space, because I didn't want to give people another call that they felt that they needed to be on, and if they didn't, felt bad that they weren't on it. It's all about empowering your audience and taking them on a journey. We also have guest experts. So again, what's really great with a membership that you are building as you go is that you can do it in collaboration and you can be really responsive to what your audience needs. So I've realised sales is a really big stumbling block for some women online. Obviously, I cover the money mindset aspect, and I obviously deliver sales training, but I've got one of the world's leading sales coaches coming into the group, because that for me is going to really help them to push forwards in the last half of the year. So that's something that you may want to consider, but really you need 4 pieces of content. So when it started, it was some element of like a weekly live coaching call. Again, you don't need to be in there every single week. There was a guest expert session every month. There was workbooks and business building content and a goal setting session, and that was it. And that is enough. So that's what we did with my client. We basically started with the absolute basics. What is our core content that every month people can expect to receive, essentially? And then we went away and marketed on that basis. So with the beta launch, it's always great to lean into a community that's already warm, that already you've identified may benefit from this offer. So because she had the free community group, it was very easy to do a beta launch and get 100 members, which we did. Just based on the free community group, really. We didn't have to do much marketing outside of that. Obviously, the next round was like an onion. So with marketing, it's always done in layers. You start with your super hot leads, and then you go away and you work that group of leads, and then you go back to the onion and look at the next, like your warm leads. Then you revert to your cold leads, and yada, yada, yada. Because a lot of the time, you can do a beta launch without any marketing. It's launching without launching, and it's perfect because you've already identified the clients that have maybe said no previously because they couldn't afford it, or they weren't quite ready, or they weren't where they needed to be, or the timing wasn't right. Those are your leads that you never want to lose sight of, because even if you don't have something right now for them, you may be able to create something in the future. So that's what we did with her. We got her 100 sign-ups for the beta launch, and just on 4 pieces of content. And that was it. We didn't have a website. We didn't have anything else. Just really heartfelt marketing and showing up to talk about the intention of what it was going to be. And I've used this method with all of my clients, because and some have had like 15 sign-ups, some have had 5 sign-ups, some have had more. But they will already have people in their audience that were ready to go, that just needed an invitation, and it was that easy, because it's better to go into a launch with some people under your belt already. I would definitely, pass that along as advice, because there's nothing worse than putting your heart and soul into a launch, putting your heart and soul into creating a product or an offer, and then having nothing, no feedback, no conversions, no real sense of where do I go next. If you've at least got a few people under your belt, it's much easier to figure out, okay, at what stage did it maybe not go right, but equally move ahead with the people that you have got, and just allow it to be created as you go. So that's what we did with her. That was really fantastic. And then straight away, after like 3 months, allow people to bed in, allow the community to build. It was like, right, okay, now how do we scale? So we went back to all of the members, looked at all of the, what are people turning up for? What are they not? What's getting the most engagement? What isn't? I sent out surveys and asked for feedback, saw what had worked really well, why had people converted in the first place, what were they most excited about, was it delivering on what they'd hoped, what would they like to see more of, what would they like to see less of, and then it allowed us to really refine the offer to go out to those colder audiences, and that's what we did. That's when we also then took all of the testimonials and social proof and put together a proper marketing plan, and created sales pages and funnels and affiliate links, which is where current members can refer friends and receive a commission for that. That's something that I do inside the society. I feel really passionate if somebody's brought you business, even if they've done it from, a place of their heart, out of the goodness of their heart, there should still be an energetic exchange for that. So that is something that you may want to consider implementing into your membership too. And that's really it. Then obviously on the second launch, we got more members, we increased the price, we got more social proof, and it's just continued from there. That was kind of at the point where my journey was done, because, everything was good to go and it was just a rinse and repeat system from there. But it's allowed me with a lot more confidence to then mentor my own and coach my own clients that have come through, that have wanted that. And it's kind of become one of my go-to offerings as a coach. It's memberships. That's what I'm known for. So that's super exciting. If you would like any more detail around what to offer, what makes sense, what doesn't, then I would say I did a free masterclass recently about creating your own membership. I will put the link again into the show notes. So if you are really all in, and either come and join me in the society so I can mentor you through this program, join me as a one-to-one client, because this is my jam. I've done it multiple times and generated over £250,000 for my clients. But also go and invest an hour and a half of your time to watch that masterclass, because I really go deep into all of the things that you need to do. There's a really great workbook, and there is enough value in that and this show to get your own membership off the ground. I promise you, you've got it. You don't overcomplicate it. Don't overwhelm your audience. And just essentially do it your own way. Even this way, it might be that you want to do it on an app, that you want to do that. I think Circle is another software that you can do. Kajabi, you can do it and add a community element. So you don't even need a social media platform. It's super exciting. LinkedIn has groups. There's so many different ways that you can do it. You just have to set the intention and take the inspired action to actually get started. So I hope you found this episode useful. I'd love to know if you have, and if you have any more questions, come and find me on Instagram and send me the word maybe membership, so that I know that it relates to this episode, or leave me feedback, because that's always really great to help me then reach more women that might need to hear this as well. So thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I'm super excited for you to really start considering this as an option for your business. And thank you so much for listening to me again. Hope to see you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to this episode. It's been amazing to share this time with you, and I feel honoured to be part of your journey. If you've loved what you've heard, had an aha moment, or found value in this episode, then please do like, comment and share. I would love to connect with you on Instagram and Facebook, so come and find me, and I look forward to helping you build your epic life.